Got a recap video here. Playing here against Rakdos Scam. Think it's the same list or a similar list that made top 8 in this recent Prague Eternal Weekend. We had an amazing opening 7, led off on Reclaimer, and were able to find our second Reclaimer with our Once Upon a Time. They cycled a Troll at the end of our turn and played Dothy Voidwalker, which can be pretty scary. Our Elvish Reclaimer survives and is able to stick around to keep their graveyard in check for now. And they Thoughtseize. I pause here for a minute, debating whether I want to fire off crop rotation, and then I just decided that I wanted to let them Thoughtseize me. Since I have the Elvish Reclaimer out, I was able to search for Bajuka Bog and exile their graveyard in response to their reanimation spell. Casted a second Reclaimer here, which really will help keep their graveyard in check. They are swinging at us with the Dothy Voidwalker, and we do have a crop rotation in our graveyard that they can use for free at any time. And here we're just going with the usual plan of ramping up. We have 2 Cloudposts in play now. Probably have to keep this Besieger around, and they end up just scooping, I think, because with 2 active Elvish Reclaimers against a graveyard deck like that, there's not much they can do. So next turn we would have cast Primeval Titan, Green Sun Zenith for Primeval Titan. Moving on to the second game here. On the draw, of course, we mulled a decent hand, would have been decent but didn't have any green sources, and ended up keeping a very heavy green hand. Sorry, not Elvish Reclaimer. Elvish Spirit Guide would have made this hand perfect, and so we ended up firing off Once Upon a Time and finding that Elvish Spirit Guide to then be able to exile it, play Veil of Summer, and protect our hand. That was a next level play. Um, well, next level top deck. But one of the awesome things about having Elvish Spirit Guide in this deck is exactly for moments like this. To be able to Veil of Summer turn 0 against an opposing Thoughtseize or something, or Grief, is huge. So then that allowed us to play our Elvish Reclaimer. Our opponent didn't do anything, passed the turn, dropped a land, and then we top deck Primeval Titan, which is not ideal. We got our shields down for a turn here, in a sense, but we also do have a crop rotation up with a green source. Didn't attack here. They could have Bowmasters. They could have, yeah, Bowmasters would be the main thing. There's just, you really just want to be careful when you attack with Elvish Reclaimer, especially when facing a black deck. So they make us discard. We discard Primeval Titan after they resolve a Liliana of the Veil. And we got rid of our green source there at the end of our turn for a second Cloudpost because we had the One Ring. So that was kind of an easy choice. Got our third Cloudpost, attack Lily for 1 since our opponent was tapped out. They reanimate an Archon, which normally would have been huge, making us sacrifice our Elvish Reclaimer. However, we had protection from everything, so they had to target themselves and discard a Reanimate. Beautiful top deck. We got a Eye of Ugin and another the One Ring. Couldn't have gone more perfect this game. So we have protection from everything again. Our opponent, again, wouldn't be able to target us with any discard, including Archon. And here I will make a misplay. um, in this game, and I end up getting lucky. Um, you'll see here. Basically, I should have held on to this dismember to cover Magus of the Moon or opposition agent above all else. But for some reason, I ended up discarding something else. Yeah, so I discarded Dismember. For some reason, I wanted to hold on to Elvish Reclaimer and Crop Rotation or and Basic Force. That was a huge mistake. They do end up playing Magus of the Moon. I searched for Emrakul or Ulamog. No, I believe I searched for Golos in response because I could hardcast it. And yeah, I decided to run Golos in this league. And the One Ring is going to draw me some cards here, 3 cards, and I ended up drawing Dismember. Luckily, was able to cast Dismember and then search for Ulamog, exile both of their dudes, the Archon and the Liliana, and it was a good game from there. But yeah, that was a pretty big misplay discarding that Dismember. I should have been more wise to know that they have Blood Magus of the Moon in their deck. Anyhow, that was a pretty fun match. Rakdos Scam, as people are calling it. It's a new deck on the menu, especially since that top 8 in the European Championships last week in Prague.